When I moved to the island of Puerto Rico back in 2018, I was told that tourism represented about 6% of the economy. And now I hear that it's closer to 9 or 10%. So the big question is, did tourism really grow by 50% over the last 7 or 8 years? And more importantly than that, what's going to happen over the next 10 years? Because this answer matters if you live here, if you invest here, or if you're thinking about doing either of those things. First, let's get something straight. Puerto Rico's not a tourism-based economy, at least not the way people think. I know that it feels like tourism is everything for the island of Puerto Rico. But the GDP, the gross domestic product, it tells a very different story. And so, yeah, back in 2018, tourism represented about 6, maybe 7% the GDP. And today, it's grown. And that's not a guess, it's definitely grown. Today you hear it's between 8 and 10%. So did tourism really grow 50%? Sort of, but not the way people think. So here's the trick. Most of the newer numbers include indirect and what they call induced impact. So that's things like hotel workers spending money back into the economy, or the person who opens up a restaurant and then he buys supplies. It can even include short-term rental properties, like if you invested in an Airbnb, or construction tied to hospitality. Even things like transportation, getting to and from the airport, and any other services that exist because tourists exist. And when you count all of that stuff, it makes tourism look a lot bigger than it actually is. So what that doesn't mean is that tourism has doubled over the last 7 or 8 years, which it definitely has not. But the way that they're calculating it as a part of the GDP, that net has been cast very, very wide. Now, here's what almost nobody talks about. Manufacturing is still the king of the economy on the island of Puerto Rico. That's pharmaceuticals, medical devices, biotech, and chemicals. Guys, manufacturing alone makes up about 45% of the GDP for the island. Let that sink in, guys. Tourism, only 8 to 10% of the GDP, gets all of the attention. But the manufacturing, the true backbone of the economy, it's nearly half of the total GDP, gets almost no attention at all. And Puerto Rico, it doesn't survive on pina coladas, guys. It survives on high-value manufacturing. So this is where things get interesting. Technology and professional services, that's like software, finance, remote work, even crypto, and now AI and AI-adjacent services. They don't always show up super clean as tech in the GDP data. They'll often fall under professional services, finance, real estate, or even information services. But make no mistake, this slice of the pie, this slice of the GDP, it's exploding. So what does that mean? That means that if you're a remote worker, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a digital nomad, those people, they don't come here on cruise ships. They move here. They spend their money here. They hire locals and they buy real estate. Not to mention, they start businesses and create jobs. Guys, I'm not saying that tourism isn't growing and that it's not going to continue to grow, because tourism will grow, but it's going to grow slowly and it's going to have structure. We're talking about higher end tourism. Expect fewer, cheaper rooms and more premium experiences. I would think there's going to be more short-term rentals, and in the future, the near future, more mixed-use developments. But I don't see tourism becoming 20% of the GDP, at least not anytime soon. What I think is that it's going to stabilize between 10 and 12% max of the GDP. And manufacturing, that's not going anywhere. In fact, reshoring, supply chain security, and U.S. pharmaceutical dependency, all of these things point to manufacturing on the island continuing to be the dominant part of the economy. So here's the wild card. If Puerto Rico fixes its infrastructure, that's a big if, and improves the permitting process so that the island can continue to attract talent and capital, then technology plus services becomes one of the most powerful forces on the island. And that's even if the GDP data lags reality. Here's a mistake that people make. They blame tourism for everything. They blame investors. They blame outsiders. But the truth is, the Puerto Rico economy, it's diversifying, not shrinking. And tourism, it hasn't taken over. Manufacturing has never left. And technology, it's creeping in through the side door. So if you want to understand where Puerto Rico's actually heading, and I'm not talking about the headlines from the fake news media, not the policies of the disastrous politicians. What you'll need to understand and get a grasp of is how the money actually moves on this island. And if you're an investor, an entrepreneur, or someone who wants freedom instead of just noise, comment yes and join our free community. And then let's talk about what's really happening on the island. How does all of this tie in to a real estate investor like me, or a value-add real estate investor like you? What I've just laid out is where the economy is likely to go for the island of Puerto Rico. And your job now as a value-add real estate investor is to invest in the places where you're going to see the growth. So if you can buy up the stock of distressed zombie houses that are near the manufacturing plants across the island, where you're going to see the pharmaceutical companies come back, where you're going to see the new tech companies launch and hire people and pay high wages, those are the places that you can clearly see are going to have massive chance for appreciation over the next several years. And sure, you can come and invest in an Airbnb on the island of Puerto Rico and you'll probably do fine. But if you really want to build wealth, if you really want financial freedom, try and get yourself in and around these places where the growth is certainly going to come from. And that's probably not tourism.